What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Real Junkies. I am your host, Farhan. Here again with my man Vito. Reviewing They Will Kill You, which I don't know how many of y'all had this on y'all radar. Zazie Beetz is actually getting a starring role now. So we get a Black Queen shout out
Man,
off rip
off
at the
rip.
beginning of the episode because she's the star of this entire film. And this basically follows her. I don't want to. I'm trying to figure out how much I can give away without like spoiling too much. She has somebody she has a vested interest in that she is trying to find. And through her, tactics of trying to find this person, she stumbles across this very creepy looking hotel,
I
and
don't know.
turns
Those
out
are apartments.
apartments, whatever you want to call them. And turns out the people who run this building is a satanic cult that are trying to sacrifice her. So now she has to fight her way out. That is the plot of the movie.
So
Is it
what happened?
good? It's what you're here for. And you may hear differing opinions on that over the course of this episode. But I'm here to tell you the correct opinion, which is no.
So I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you like the raid, any of the raids, this is like a supernatural raid. Is it not?
The,
It doesn't go into as much detail.
did you just fix your lips to compare this to the raid?
It doesn't go into as much detail. It's not as much action. But how else would you explain it? Gotta
I
go
would
floor to
explain
floor.
this
Gotta go to
as
floor to floor, fighting off hordes of fucking people. Supernatural raid.
this is more like a 99-cent Kill Bill. That's what I would describe it
No,
as.
because Kill Bill, there was an adventure, and this does give
I'm talking
Quentin
like the
Tarantino
over the
vibes at
top.
times.
Yeah, like the very over the top, insanely
Okay,
gory
yes,
action.
there is some
Yes.
very over the top action, but again, he's saying it's not good. It was a very fun movie. So I wasn't expecting much going into it. Like you said at the beginning, we do not see Zazie B in starring roles. At least I haven't. I can't think of
I
any
can't think
movie
of any
or
other, yeah.
or property that we seen her in a starring role. Even when she was on Atlanta, she was a side character, and she didn't really get that much screen time until the last season, and it wasn't even the full season. When she was in Deadpool 2, another supporting character. So this is the first. So I think that's the thing that drew me to the movie was her in a starring role
Mhm.
because I thought it was a horror movie at first. So obviously y'all know how I feel about horror movies. Don't want to subject myself to that, but again, that's
It has horror elements in it,
it
but no,
does.
definitely not a horror
And
movie.
and if you get a little you get some shots where you like, yeah, I'm glad I seen this movie.
Yeah. I
Beats in it. But again, for me, like I said, if you want to look at like dialogue and the way that the story plays out as far as like
oh, you mean the
uh
things that make a good movie? Continue.
no, so again, you looking at it is so nigga, you think you want this every movie to be an Oscar movie? We talked about this,
No,
dog.
but, like, it
This a
doesn't
good
have to
movie.
be.
This a good movie to fucking chill out, relax, eat some
Mhm.
fucking popcorn, eat the little motherfucking ice cream chocolate crunch bar, eat some gummy bears, and just sit back and chill. And you can see somebody you see some people get their ass whooped. Most of these motherfuckers is white, which makes sense when they explain to you. And I'm gonna give
Mhm.
something away, some things away, but not a lot. But their cult goes back over 100 years. Okay, and it's really hard to give to kind of give. We gonna have to sit down when we do our next meeting, and we gonna have to talk about some of these movies that we gonna get spoilers to. Because
I mean, I don't care if you spoil this, to be honest, because I don't think this is well, let me rephrase this. I don't think this is terrible. Like, I don't think this is a terrible movie. I'm not saying this is awful. I'm just saying I've seen better versions of this already.
like
You know what I'm saying? Like Kill Bill and like The Raid.
it's not. It's so again, it's not when you say over the top gory. Yes, like Kill Bill, but
Yes.
outside of that, there's nothing about this that makes it feel like Kill Bill. It's not a revenge thing. She's looking for somebody. She
Yeah.
didn't know she was gonna be killing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It just so happened that she did.
That she
Now,
had to.
and like I said, the only reason I compare it to the raid is because of she's locked in a place that she can't get out of, and she has to
Yeah.
go kill multiple people. Like, I still gotta watch the second raid.
I do
Um,
too, actually, to be honest.
I
But
think
the
we
first
got
one is
some
still the best
man.
action movie I've ever seen in my life, but we
I
didn't even
think we
go
got
down.
something then.
Yeah.
I think we got
Yes.
something for later
We got
this
one.
month.
Yes. Yeah. That
um,
I'm with.
but that's why I say, it's like it's a supernatural raid. Obviously, it doesn't have all the elements. The action is not as good because she's not a She's not a martial artist.
Mhm.
I do
She does
think
pretty good with
as a
what she's
the
given though.
scenes that she's oh, so let's back up for a second. If you're gonna watch this movie and you don't want spoilers, don't go past this point because we're gonna spoil some shit for you. And I honestly, this is one of those movies where I think there can be spoilers and you enjoy it
Yeah, there's
because, like you said,
there's no
just
bombshell
again, it's like
situations
again,
here.
just like the
Yeah,
raid. There's nothing in the raid that motherfucker be like, yeah, this happened in there too. And you like, okay, I don't want to watch it no more. You're not watching the raid
yeah,
for the story. You watching that shit because this nigga is beating up 5 niggas on the stairwell, 2 niggas in the elevator, and 3 niggas in between 2 rooms in the hallway. And he's doing this within like 30 seconds and transitioning niggas like one
yeah.
nigga add on, he done kicked nothing downstairs. Like it's good ass martial arts. And if you like martial arts movies, that's why you watching the raid. You're not watching the shit for the story. Kill Bill, great story, good story sometimes. Sometimes there's some parts that could have been a little. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to another subject, but so Farhan, I feel how I feel. I feel how I feel. I enjoyed the movie. I had very. I didn't. I'm not gonna say I had low expectations for it, but I had no expectations at all for this movie, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much because it was fun. There were some very comical parts in here, and we always talk about how they mix comedy in different movies. So how it's mixed in an action movie, how it's mixed in horror movies. With this being
Mhm.
like a quasi horror movie, I think the comedy that was in here was done really well. I think when something funny happened, and it's not like, hey guys, I'm gonna make this joke, y'all should laugh. It's like something happened and you're like, yo, what the fuck is going on at
Yeah.
this point? Like it's funny. She punches a kid at a certain point and knocks the nigga
She should
out.
knock
Like
him the fuck out, bro.
like, that's just not funny, dog.
No, there were some scenes I chuckled at. There were some scenes I chuckled. I think overall this is a fun, turn your brain off popcorn type of movie. I agree with you. I just think it's a weaker version of that, in my opinion. Like I walked out of that going like, did I have fun with certain scenes? Yes. Was I also like very disinterested in certain scenes? Yes. Like the scenes where
I
there
checked my
wasn't the
phone a few
over the top
times.
action going on, right? Like there's a scene with an axe on fire that was pure entertainment, right?
Yo,
But, like,
yo,
those scene it's not like that's every scene in the movie, you
yeah.
feel me? Like, the scenes where Zazie Beetz is whooping ass, I'm here for it, I had a good time, and I was engaged. The scenes where literally anything else is happening, where the people in this movie are attempting to act, attempting to give dialogue, attempting to try to drive a story forward, like, I'm not saying you have to be Oscar level with any of these things, but at least be okay enough to where I'm not sitting here going, all right, so when somebody getting their head chopped off again, like, can we
So
fast forward through this shit? That's kind of where I was with certain points in
I,
this.
I'll agree with you there with that because there are some there. It's not a lot of acting that needs to be done at this, but there is acting being done. The computer I was using just shut off.
And see, technology already knows that this movie is some bullshit and is trying to let you know that your point it's like, no, I'm just fucking with you. But no,
Only my
I
battery's dead, which is crazy because it's an old computer. Anyway, so I say that because you do have, I'll say at least one actor
mhm,
who gives Oscar level performances in movies. But in this one, I'm not saying it, and again, I don't think anybody's acting in this movie was bad, but nobody's acting in this movie was like, I see this nigga getting an Oscar or a nomination, or I see people talking about this like, oh, that was a good movie. Or
yeah.
that they did really well in that well. Who are you thinking? Because the person I'm talking about is Patricia Arquette.
I wanna say Patricia Arquette, she was one of the stronger performances in here, but I don't
But
think any of the performances in here were strong. Like,
well, that's what I mean,
all of them were mid to below average to me.
and she's somebody that gives Oscar,
Traditionally, yes.
or whatever they do for TVs. What's TVs?
Emmys.
She gives those roles or
Yes.
those scenes.
You talking about Heather Graham?
Yes, Heather
Yeah.
Graham. I was excited to see her in there. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything with. I hope I'm not butchering her name.
I already know who you're about to say. I haven't not that I can
Mahala.
remember. So I was trying to think if I've seen her in anything when I was watching this, and nothing like her face wasn't like popping up in my head or
Yeah,
anything that I could remember. She was okay in this. Once again, like I don't
yeah,
think,
yeah.
and I don't. There were some strong actors in here. Like Zazie Beetz knows how to act. Patricia Arquette can act. Like I don't think the actors in this movie are weak actors. I just don't think these. I don't
They
think the
didn't have the
script gave them.
material.
Yeah, the script didn't give them anything to give a strong performance with. So like I'm not really holding that against them, honestly. I do think overall, like I said, I think the action scenes are what carries this. And it starts early,
I
like, it
agree. So
starts very early, which I appreciate. This movie did not waste time. Like, it gives you a small little bit of backstory at the beginning, just so you understand, some of the trauma that Zazie Beetz' character and her, her we'll just say it. She's looking for her little sister.
mhm.
And
Was
this
played by
movie's
Mahela.
yeah, it was played by Mayla. So this movie starts off with, kind of giving you the backstory on a lot of the trauma that her and her sister have been through, and kind of sets up, why anyone would even find themselves in this situation. These are very traumatized and broken characters, right? So they're very susceptible to just wind up in, I would say, a situation like this, given what they've been through.
Situations to be taken advantage of.
So, yeah, situations to be said. That's what I'm saying. Because this satanic cult, it's filled with a bunch of very wealthy people who prey on those who are, less fortunate, who don't have a very strong network or, support system, so that they're easier to disappear and no one misses them. That's
But if
kind
you
of their game plan.
also if you've been alive for over a century and you still look like you in your 30s, how can you not be rich? My only issue with these people
Fair
was
enough.
none of these motherfuckers knew how to fight.
They were getting their ass whooped,
By
bro.
somebody that learned prison fighting, and you've
The
been
prison
alive
fight.
over 100 years.
I ain't gonna lie, that part kind of bothered me because at first,
About
because
that's like the biggest thing that bothered me.
yeah. Now, granted, this movie is not meant to be taken seriously. After there were points where I was like, that don't really make sense, but I'm not about to. This movie is not trying to make sense, so I'm not going to use that as a critique here. But it was kind of crazy to me that y'all set up that this cult, like you said, has been around for 100 years. And Zazie Beetz, like I said, the action in this movie starts quick. It does not waste time. It gets to the point very quickly.
She
And
take out
in
what,
that
like
scene,
4 or 5 people that
bro, she took
within a
out like 4
matter of
niggas. She took out like 4 niggas, and I'm like, "Oh, shit." Now, granted, remember how I said this film set up in the beginning that her and her sister are traumatized, but they do a time jump from that instance to, like, 10 years, like a 10-year time jump or something like
mhm,
that. So, I'm thinking, okay, somewhere in those 10 years, maybe she joined the Marines,
something,
you know what I'm
dog.
saying? Maybe I don't know what she did. They was like there's a scene in here where someone asked her, like, "Where did you learn to fight like that?" She was like, "Prison." I'm like, "You fucking lying to me."
And she's beating the fuck out of, like, 5
She
people in
is
prison.
whooping these people's ass. There's no way you learn how to fight like that. Not like that. Like,
Yes.
she looks like a trained fighter.
And
Like, you know what I'm
and
saying? Like, someone taught her who
so when
knows
I
how to fight for
say,
real.
like and again, this is why I'm making Ray comparisons. Like, the shit that she was doing in this movie, this ain't some shit that niggas in prison is just doing. Like,
Yeah.
at one scene, somebody's up against the wall. It's 2 people, like, getting up, getting ready to kill her. Try to kill
Mhm.
or not kill her, they wanna capture her, but they about to fuck her up while they do it. And she crosses her arms, she's laying on her back on the floor, and she scoots under the fucking mattress super fast, like, with her legs,
Mhm.
and she pushes that motherfucker up, and she starts stabbing through the mattress. Like, that's if that ain't some shit that you see in the raid, dog, I don't know what is. Now
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'm not familiar with this, director and writer, but
I'm not.
I'm looking at some of his stuff now, and it looks like this is the type of thing he does. He does a lot of dark comedies, kinda like quasi horror things, and it fits for him, but you can tell that Quentin Tarantino is a fan of his. There's one particular part where Zazie Beetz' character she's Asia. She's sleeping and a nigga sneaks in her room and he is like licking her feet through his mask.
Bro,
And
mind
it
you, this is like one of the first, this is like so early in the movie. Like, we're still very early in act one when this happens. Like,
I'm gonna
this is
say
like, I'm
like
like, what
within
the
like the first 10 minutes, if that,
yeah, 10 to 15. The movie probably hasn't hit the 20-minute mark by the time this scene the Vito's talking about
if a
is
show
happening.
ain't hit the 20-minute mark. And it's a
Yeah.
nigga licking feet to somebody asleep.
Bro, I was like, "The fuck y'all got me watching?"
Immediately, dog. I'm like, okay, I know.
That's what we
And
doing
you
now.
know what? I'm gonna talk about some people real quick, man. Niggas that are into feet
Oh,
are
I'm here
always
for this.
weird.
Go on this
They're
rant.
just some weird individuals, dog. Because like it's okay to be, you like body parts, whatever, but feet, like that
That be some
feet
people bag. That be some people bag. You about to sit here and tell me you ain't never sucked some toes before, Vito. You lying to
have
me.
not. I didn't think we was gonna go in this direction today, but
You you you
I was
didn't
talking
think
about how
I didn't think
weird
we was
they
going
were.
this dir
I
I
was talking
didn't think
about
we was
how
going
weird
this
they are.
direction, the nigga that took us in this direction.
I was
What?
talking about how weird they are. You like, everybody love little feet. Nigga, no.
Hey, I
Like,
just
you ain't
said you
suck
done
some
sucked some
toes?
toes before.
Sir,
You never sucked some
sir.
toes before? Hey,
We talk
hey,
no.
look,
And we talking
hey.
about this man being a pervert licking this
Hey,
lady's feet while
I'm
she's
not
sleeping.
saying that I'm gonna do anything
I
remotely
know
close to what these people
I know
doing.
you're not. I'm just saying we talking
I'm just
about this
talking about what
man.
people do in their own personal enjoyment. You know what I'm saying?
What this is why I say they
We
weird,
can't
dog,
categorize.
because
We can't just throw a blanket on everybody. You know what
yes,
I'm
we
saying?
can,
These are some
because
different niggas.
we know he's a feet nigga now. So feet
I may
niggas
have snitched on myself, but go ahead.
feet see, and that goes into what I'm about to say. You know a nigga like feet. You know niggas, they gonna let you know they like feet at some point. And it ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. Oh, she got some pretty ass toes on them. Look at them toes. Like,
Okay, now
y'all,
I ain't like that
okay.
now. I ain't that deep in.
But your first question was, you ain't never sucked no toes, dog?
I mean, it was a simple question. It was a simple question. I was just
Is
inquiring.
that a simple question? I feel like that's a
I'm
very
trying to
private question.
understand. I'm trying
That,
to understand my co-host more. That's all. I'm trying
I
to.
feel like that's a private question. You could have asked me offline. You want to, but the answer is still the same answer either way. But most of you feet niggas are weird niggas. And I know you, so you weird too. But it
I'm
tracks.
weird, so I'll accept
It
it. I'm weird.
tracks.
I'm weird. I'll accept it. I'm weird.
It tracks. But like you know they like feet. And Quentin Tarantino is one of them. If it ain't any movie this nigga has made, it's a scene with feet. He has a movie where he's a character in a movie where he sucks Selma Hayek's feet.
I forgot about that.
He
That
did
did
that so he
happen.
can suck her toes.
That did happen.
Now,
That
give me a young Selma Hayek, then it is what it is.
I was about to
I
say,
mean,
you
even
about to
the
sit
old
here and
Selma
tell
Hayek,
me
it is.
you about to sit here, you about to sit here and tell me, I wish you would sit here and lie in front of this
But
camera. I wish you would.
the point is, I'm not making movies and be like, he sucked her toes. Like, why is this in here? My man's he could have did so many things when he broke into Zazie Beetz' room. He could have did so many things.
And that was the first thing he did.
That was
What's
the first thing
crazy
he did.
too is even the other cult members was like looking at him crazy, like, see, I told you he's been in here fucking. I'm like, he a weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, when you got satanic cult members disgusted at your activity, you doing something out of pocket.
And like I said, we already told y'all we're gonna give you some spoilers. So I'm gonna give y'all a brief rundown of the story, and then we ain't gonna harp too much on it. Like I said,
What story?
there is a story. There's a story here. Now, it might not be as good as you would like. It might not carry as many elements as you would like, but there is a story.
There he is. I'm really talking shit. I'm talking shit.
So I'm not gonna get into the backstory of everything, but again, we know she's trying to save her sister. She finds out that, and the way that she finds out that they worship, again, we already said they're a satanic cult.
Mhm.
I'm not even gonna get into what else it is about that. That's the one spoiler I'm gonna leave around, because when I seen it, when Patricia Arquette was talking to her, I was like, no, no, no. I was like, no. I'm thinking all the maids about to come out the room, and then what
Yes.
happened. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
But they are trying to sacrifice her for their Dark Lord. And me and Farhan talk. We don't know if it's the Dark Lord, Satan himself, Mr. Lucifer, or if it's just some demon down there that he's their Dark Lord because he giving
Yeah.
y'all immortality. But they're sacrificing, basically, I think they were only well, at this point they're only sacrificing women that are runaway. So like
Mhm.
number of missing women in New York that are being sacrificed for this reason. And that actually is something that plays into the story. It is a key device about them consistently kidnapping people and murdering them.
Mhm.
Because the way that they do this is they hire them as maids for these apartments for rich people. So, like I said, she killed like 3, 4 people at the beginning of the movie. She gets some information about the cult, and then she goes on a run. Before she does that, she punches a little kid in the face, and that shit was so fucking funny.
That was definitely one of the most entertaining scenes in the movie
Dog.
for sure. Knock that kid the fuck out.
And it's the way that she punched him because, she didn't just throw a straight jab at him. She cocked that motherfucker back and hit it.
Boy.
Just like when people be like, "I fight kids," and
To
the
be
lady
fair,
just
the
like
kid stabbed
bending
her.
down like that. That's exactly how she cocked her whole arm back and knocked this little motherfucker out. So, like, there are some like, and I agree with her. There are some scenes that are completely over the top that don't make sense. There's a scene where there's an eyeball following her around. I was very
I wasn't
annoyed.
even gonna talk about because that shit was starting to annoy me because it
I
it went
was
on for
very
so
annoyed.
long.
So
Like, it
long.
went on way too long. Like, at first, I'm like, "Okay, this is gonna be an interesting little bit about how they show how, you can't kill them, they're gonna constantly resurrect, whatever, cool." That
I wasn't
shit
gonna
went
tell them
on
that.
so well, I mean, we're spoiling, right? How you
We're
gonna
not spoiling everything, dog. I literally
start the
said,
spoilers and then regulate me on what I can and
see,
can't spoil?
that's why you don't like spoilers, because you gonna give away too much for show. I
I
literally said,
I mean,
I'm not gonna
hey,
tell y'all this because I want y'all
you
to
just
see it.
said they have immortality. You
I
said they
didn't
have
say that.
immortality. You did.
I did.
You did. You did. Yes,
Damn,
you did.
earlier. I gave away too
Yes.
much too, so it is what it
Yes.
is.
We in
Anyway,
the same boat, nigga. You throwing stones from a glass ass see-through house.
it
I
ain't no
see
house,
you,
nigga.
nigga.
It's a gazebo.
I can see you, nigga. You know I can see you.
All right, they
Continue
immortal.
though.
Goddamn, dog. They can't die. All right. And when we say they can't die, like, okay.
We're clearly not taking any of this shit serious right now.
So
But this movie don't take itself serious.
it doesn't. And I love that because when we get movies, we get all these serious ass movies that want to be Oscar contenders. And sometimes, like, we've talked about this. Like, it's good to shut your brain off, go watch movies. Samuel L.
Absolutely.
Jackson said he makes a bunch of those movies. But we do know he makes some movies that he should have won some shit for. Whether, he got some hard competitions when he ran up. Anyway, the point is, it's good to turn your brain off, man. With as much serious shit going on in this world, I think this is definitely one of those movies. It's a very fun movie. I did say, like, the majority of people she killing is white, but she's killing some black people too.
I was
Because
about to
again,
say not everybody in this cult
yeah,
was palm. It was the
but
color of your palm.
mostly because, again, early hundreds, early
Yeah.
1900s,
Yeah.
1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
So, there are things going on. Like I said, if you going, you thinking you about to get like a magnificent story, you're not. You're gonna get a story. It does tell a story. I do think that I said before that I would rather wait for certain movies to come out on Netflix and Amazon. I know you about to say that. I'm fine with this one being in theaters.
Mhm.
I think, and I say that because the quality of the sound in this movie that was going on, as well as those action sequences. I
The
think
action
this was
sequences are worth seeing on the big screen.
I think
I'll give
I
you that.
think, like I said, with the sound quality and the action scenes, I think this is definitely something that should be seen in theaters.
I actually had
I
a question for you on this one,
okay. I go see my
'cause
movies on Tuesdays anyway, so I always
yeah,
get a little discount. But also, like I said, if you like Zazie Beetz and you like action and you want to go just see a fun movie, like, it's a really fun movie. Like,
yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
very fun movie. Some funny shit happened. And the last spoiler Imma give out is I can't even do it because I was not expecting it when it happened. I'll say that every time I thought I knew what was gonna happen, I did not. Almost every
Okay.
time. There's a few times where I was like, okay, this is about to happen.
Yeah.
And it happened. But there are more times than not, I had no idea what was gonna happen. Also, Draco Malfoy is in this.
Draco Malfoy is in this. Shout out to Draco Malfoy.
He's in this.
Shout out to the entire original Harry Potter cast. They are the only ones I acknowledge. That's all Imma say.
I'm gonna watch
Shout
it.
out to Imma watch the new shit too, but,
I
like,
I wasn't
you
into
know,
Harry Potter as a kid. I didn't see them until later in life. My ex made
yeah.
me watch them, so I watched the shits
So
and I was like,
that's
"Okay, they
okay,
cool.
now we're
They
getting
cool."
to the bottom of but,
No, we ain't getting
I
to
was
the
like
bottom of shit. I like the movies, damn. Big
um,
claw up in here, dog.
type shit.
I don't know if we got
But
a sign or not, but that's what. Go ahead, dog. My fault.
I was gonna say, because I haven't seen the Ready or Not films, but
Oh,
one of the things that I've been hearing a lot of people say is this is just a lesser version of Ready or Not. But it's like I don't have
mm,
that frame of reference. I haven't seen those movies, but I know you have. So I was wondering if you agreed with that or not.
I haven't seen the second one. I forgot the second one was
Okay.
out. I have
Yeah,
to go
okay.
see
Second one
that.
came out, I think, last week or 2
It
weeks
came out
ago.
this. I think they came out. It either came out the week before. It came out the same week. I think it
Okay.
was the week before. But
Okay.
there's some actors in there that I really want. Harry Potter's in that.
Shout out Daniel Radcliffe.
If I'm not mistaken, it's either Harry Potter or it's Frodo. Frodo Baggins. It's one of them
Is
niggas. I'm looking it up now.
I must say I don't know. I haven't
It's
looked at
Frodo
Daniel
Baggins.
Radcliffe. It's Frodo. Okay. Very different
And
people.
it has a 2 has a 7.0 IMDb. But we all already know how I feel about online ratings. It's
Mhm.
never depending on who's in it. If it's again,
IMDb is not reliable for their
if it
ratings. Any
if it
yeah.
has a black cast or a black star, it's gonna have a lower rating no matter how good it is.
Mhm.
So the first Ready or Not, and I'm gonna spoil it a little bit for you. I'll say it has the elements of where they're trapped somewhere. And Ready or
Gotcha.
Not, she has a lot more space. So
Mhm.
she has not only the house. I think in the first one she has the house, but in the second one, I think I seen in some clips where like they're on the
They're
grounds.
out in
They're on
like
like
a
the
field
massive,
somewhere. Yeah.
massive parts of land. And in the first one, if I'm not mistaken, the person like every few years, somebody that marries into the family has to be sacrificed so that or they play a game because the way that the father of their family amassed wealth was I want to say he made a deal with the devil, a devil. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I watched it. It
I'm
was a
starting
good
to see the
movie though.
similarities now.
And with that deal, they said, "Hey, within this many years, whoever marries to the family, y'all got to play a game.
Mhm.
If they win, y'all die. Y'all got to win the game."
Yeah.
And this particular game was her being hunted.
Mhm.
And so she's being hunted by her husband, the person she just married. She's being hunted by all these people she just met. I will say, I think if I recall correctly, she has more creative ways of killing in there because she's not a fighter like that.
Yeah.
So she has to be more sneaky and whatnot. And I'll say the way it ends is a little different. Like I said, she wins. So, but in this one, fucking Zazie Beetz was just beating people ass.
Yeah,
Like you
she
said,
was
there's a
going full John Wick in some scenes. Like, I
yeah.
was like, "Why do you know how to fight like
Yeah,
this?"
I wanted to look up the stunt choreographer and get them they props too. I forgot to look her up though. But
Mm.
the scene with the axe was probably
That was my
outside
favorite
of
scene in here.
outside of the initial scene, the initial fight scene where she kills those
Mhm.
4 people.
Mhm.
That scene with the axe is probably the biggest fight scene outside of the end.
Yeah.
And when we say she fucking people up, it definitely gave Kill Bill vibes, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there was at least 2 scenes in this movie where she has a sawed-off shotgun, and
She was going to work with that sawed off,
well,
boy.
I was saying, like, I don't want not saying she gave it to them purposely, but they got the shotgun from her. They gave it up.
Mhm. Yeah.
3 scenes, actually, and the way that she maneuvers around them having a shotgun and not her,
Mhm.
is really something. On top of the last comparison I'll make between these 2 films, and, damn, I kinda wish I would've seen it beforehand and we coulda followed it up
Yeah.
with a did a twofer, but we gonna do a raid 2 now. I probably watched the first one before I watched 2. Anyway, let me
Good idea.
y'all know I got a little thing wrong with me.
Well,
The last
we already established I'm weird, so I can't be weird by myself. You know what I'm saying?
the last, comparison I wanna draw is, they were trying to kill the Jamie Lee Prezi, Margot Margot Robbie knockoff in this one because you know it's like 5 of them motherfuckers, and
Do you
she's one
call
of
that
them.
girl a Marco Robbie knockoff?
Is she
You talking about
not
the
a
girl from
Jamie?
Ready or Not?
Yes, does she not look like Jamie Presley or
No,
Margot Robbie who looks like Jamie Presley?
she do look like Dollar Store Margot Robbie, you not lying.
All these motherfuckers
She
look
do.
like Jamie Presley. So when motherfuckers was
You
like
not
I'm
lying.
getting off track again, I'm sorry.
No, but that was a valid off track, like,
No,
that caught me off
I was
guard.
about to go further off track.
Okay, well,
I
then
was
we
about to
gonna get
get
us back.
I was about to get his white women her flowers because I fucks with Jamie Presley.
This supposed to be a Black Queen
I know, that's
episode,
why I
man,
said
come
I
on.
stopped. That's why I stopped myself. So the last comparison Imma make is, and Ready or Not, they are actively trying to that's
Mhm.
the sacrifice is her dying. Alright,
Yeah.
so however they kill her, they kill her. And they will kill you.
It's gotta be a specific way they do
They
it, yeah.
have to sacrifice her at a certain time at a certain place. And so they have limitations to it. But
Mhm.
they do say, "Hey, make her suffer." Like I
Yeah.
said, she's fucking people up throughout this movie. So at a certain
Yeah.
point, they're like, "Hey, we need her alive, but make her suffer." I enjoyed the movie, man. I obviously I enjoyed it more than Farhan did. Like I said, I had a very good time with this movie, and we talked about this before we came on. I think I enjoyed the movie so much. One, because one, it is a fun movie, but two, the movies we've been watching this year, I've had either low expectations or no expectations to. So I think that's been playing a big part of it because when you go into a movie with high expectations and it's just okay, like,
Yeah.
oh, this shit kind of ass. I'm bring up the first Suicide Squad movie. Niggas was thinking this shit was about to be the next thing. That movie came out. That's a terrible movie
Not
that I've
good.
watched multiple times because it is a fun movie, but it is a terrible movie. Everything about it's terrible. You want me to go first or you want to go first?
I mean, my rating isn't gonna be that long. This this was fun at points. You feel me? It was fun at points. The action sequences were solid. I like the fact that it starts early. It doesn't really waste time. It gives you a quick little backstory and then boom, we straight to it. I like the fact that even though it didn't really make sense that her character was this skilled of a fighter, her being this skilled of a fighter made the film more entertaining. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna turn my brain off and just accept that this woman learned how to fight like a Navy SEAL in prison. Fuck it. I'll just accept it. And I did appreciate I ain't gonna lie, that act scene was a scene where I went, "You know what?
Hey,
This movie just went up a couple notches for me." Like, it was alright for me at first, like, I was kinda having fun with it, but that was, like, the scene where I'm like, "Okay, no, I'm having fun with this now." It was nice to see Zazie Beetz in a leading role, you know what I'm saying? We've seen her, like you said, in a lot of supporting roles at this point, in a lot of more high profile films and TV shows. So it was good to kind of see her get her time as the lead woman. And I think she did for what she was given, for the material she was given. I think Zazie Beetz showed that she can hold down the lead role in the film and be
mhm.
effective at it. I would like to see her get something with a little bit more substance and a little bit more weight to it than this next time. I think this was probably like a good dip your toe in the water, get started type of deal for her as a lead in a lead role. I would like to see her kind of take that next step as a leading woman after this. But despite all of that, this film still has a lot of flaws to me. Because those action sequences, while they're entertaining, they're not every scene in here. And there's a lot of scenes in here that I think the other elements of this movie aren't as strong to make up for the scenes where there's no action. That the acting is subpar at best. The story that's being told is not as engaging. It's not as heartfelt and emotionally
Yeah,
heavy as the film would like for it to be.
I
And
agree with that.
also, yeah, and also it just to me it moves this film moves slower and kind of comes to a halt when there's not that over the top turn your brain off action going on because the rest of the film to me isn't just strong enough to support me just watching these characters. The characters to me aren't that interesting for me to just watch them engage in dialogue that's not that great. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. So overall, it's some background noise. It's a fun background noise. Like if you got something to do, if you just want to just have some shit on in the
I knew that was gonna
background
be a
that's
you
decent
you you
enough.
kinda you kinda said that I don't know if you did it right when we came on or right before we came
It was
on.
before we started
It's nice
recording.
background. Okay,
Yeah, like it's a
I
cool
know what your rate's
yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah, like it's fun background noise, but it's background noise nonetheless. I
I'm
would recommend you all see this when it comes out on streaming, personally.
damn. So, every time we rate now and we're not using numbers, I try to, like, put things into numbers to help my
Mhm.
brain. That would be like a 4, dog.
4 or 5.
Okay.
I'll say it's closer to a 5 for me.
Okay.
If we were gonna give it a number comparison for background noise, it's like closer to a 5.
Imma give it a polite applause.
Yeah.
Again, I already said it. I had so much fun. To your point, I think I probably laughed the loudest in the theater almost every time. And I'm like, I laugh, I chuckle. I'm like looking around like y'all niggas ain't find this funny.
Y'all not vibing? Y'all not vibing with me?
You know, they gave what's the meme, the sensible chuckle.
The sensible chuckle?
I was in that motherfucker dying, dog. So I give it a polite applause. I think y'all should go see it in theaters. And I think for the sound quality and action scenes by alone, I think it's good to see. But and that's just if you somebody that just like movies, I think it's
Yeah,
good. If you going in there, you think you about to see some groundbreaking shit, you're not. If you like,
yeah.
I think if you like Quentin Tarantino films, you'll like it because there are
That's
some
fair.
there are some Tarantino films that I wish I
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen in theaters.
Yeah, this is definitely a very big Tarantino influence on
Yes.
this film. You can see that the director was definitely inspired by that. I guess I'll ask y'all if y'all have seen They Will Kill You. I don't know how much this made at the box office, but I'm willing to bet it's not shattering any records. But
Such an asshole.
if you have seen it, let us know what you think. Clearly, two differentiating opinions on it, on this pod. So let us know in the comments how y'all feel about this one, and also have y'all seen better movies about people being trapped in situations and having to kill to get out of? Wink. Yes, you have. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support, and until next time, this is the Real Junkies. Peace.